Hey y'all, it's Miss Bailey again. I'm back. This time we're going to learn about skip counting. Hopefully you watched the introductory little book that told you the starry arms that showed you about counting by fives. And then hopefully you did the vocabulary video that also gave you some information on skip counting. And most of you have probably been skip counting for a while, but it's a good review because skip counting helps us with multiplication. It helps us later on when we have to do things like multiples. And so we're going to do a little bit of skip counting. Now, the first part of our activity is we're going to practice some skip counting, and then I'm going to show you a fun game that you can do at home and practice your skip counting. Now, we're going to work with some of the more common, but you can skip count by any number. When we skip count, we're just adding that number each time. So if I skip count by, say, twos, 2 is where I start at. If I add 2 more to that, that's going to be 4, right? So 2, 4, I add 2 to 4, and that's 6. 2, 4, 6. And a lot of times you can do it in a pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? That's a nice little chant. Now, some of you might be like, well, it's hard to remember that. You can always take something and help you. I've got some seashells today. So I'm going to take mine, and I've got 2 seashells. I'm going to count by twos. So I start with here. I've got 2. Then I'm going to take 2 more seashells. So now I've got 2 sets of 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. Okay. Then I take 2 more seashells and I add to that. So now I have 1, 2, and then I add 2 more, 3, 4, and then I have 5, 6. So if I was skip counting, I could say 2, 4, 6. Now, if I add more to that, 2 more seashells, I was at 6, 7, 8. Then if I add 2 more seashells, I was at 8, 9, 10. If I add 2 more, I was at 10, 11, 12. Now, I can look and count my sets that I have. So if I was drawing that, I might want to draw myself a shell. And so I would draw 2, and then I would draw another 2, and then I would draw another 2, and then I would draw another 2. Don't laugh at my shells. I'm not an art teacher. All right, so I've drawn my shells up here. Okay, so I started out with 2 shells. Then I added 2 more shells, and now I have 4 shells. I had 2 shells, added some more shells, now I have 4 shells. I added 2 more shells, 5, 6. So I now have 6 shells. I now add 2 more, 7, 8, and I have 8 shells. I add 2 more, 9, 10, and I now have 10 shells. And if I look at my numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I am skip counting by twos. My number gets bigger each time by twos. And I can keep going on and on and on until I get to millions skip counting by twos. You can also do a different number. So say I try and I want to do I'm going to find a new shell. And this time, I'm going to make sets of 3. So, I start off with 3. 1, 2, 3. Then, I look at my next set of 3. 4, 5, 6. Then I look at my next set of 3. 7, 8, 9. Then my next set of 3, 10, 11, 12. And then my last set of 3, 13, 14, 15. And then if I look, I can skip count by threes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay. So then maybe I want to add some more shells. I found some more shells and I want to skip count by 5s. So I'm going to make my sets all have 5 shells in them. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to draw my shells. So my first set has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I have another set of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another set of 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have another set of 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then I have another set of 5, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So if I look at my numbers, I'm now skip counting by 5s, which is almost like counting nickels. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Or arms on a starfish like in the book that you listened to. If you count starfish, you're counting by 5s if you're counting their arms. And then, of course, we can go all the way up. You can count by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So say we want to count by 10. And you're not sure, you can draw them. You could take 10 seashells and make groups of 10. And then you would count by 10. And it would be easier than having to count them 1, 2, 3, 4. If I make groups of 10, then I can count my groups of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's like counting dimes because dimes are worth 10. So when you skip count, it makes it easier. You're not having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you group them in groups, then you can count them, whether it's something that you have a lot of or a little of. Now, what you're going to do is if you look in your bag, you should have some sidewalk chalk. And you're going to draw a hopscotch pattern. Now, I'm going to help show you how to do that. And then we're going to go through and we're going to do some hopscotch practicing with counting by 3s, counting by 5s, counting by 2s, counting by 10s. You can count by any number, but it's a fun game to play and to see who gets them right without messing up. If you mess up, you got to go back to the beginning and start. But we'll do that in a minute. I also want to show you another activity that is in your bag that I would like for you to do with another person in your family. Now, in your bag, you should have this right here, and it says Monday Math Activity. And in your baggie, you're going to open it up, and you're going to have 2 net pictures. One is for you, and one is for the person that is playing with you. Then you're going to have a dice. Okay, and then you're going to have 2 markers. You can pick one. Mine's purple and mine's red. So I like purple and maybe my friend will be red then. Then you're going to have some pictures, some cards. And if you look at them, they have pictures of fish on them. Some of them, like this one, just have 2 fish on them. Then some of them, like this one, have 3 fish on them. They either have 2 or 3 fish. So you're going to take your game card, you're going to put it in the middle, you're going to lay your cards down. You have your net, your friend has their net. You're both going to put your markers at the start. You're going to take the die and you're going to roll. Oh, I got a 1. So mine says caught 2 fish. So I can only catch 2 fish. I can't pick a card that has more than 2 fish or less than 2 fish. I have to add to that number. Well, I'm going to pick a card that just has 2 fish. And I'm going to put it right here on my net because I caught 2 fish. Now my friend rolls the dice. And they get 2. 1, 2. And they land on a picture of a turtle. Wah, wah, wah. The turtle does not allow you to get any fish. So it's my turn again. I roll, I get 2. 1, 2. I caught 3 fish. So I can take a 2 fish card, but then how would I make 3? Because I got to make exactly 3. So I pick the card that has just 3 fish on it, and I put it in my net. Now my friend goes, and my friend gets caught 6 fish. Wow, he's lucky. Now, my friend can do one of 2 things. My friend can take 1 2 fish, 2 2 fish, and 3 2 fish. See if I can find another 2 fisher. Let's see. Here we go. They each have 2. So that's 1. If I can't skip count by 2s, 2, 4, 6. I have 6 fish, and that's 3 of the 2 fish cards. Or I might want to do 2 3 fish cards. If I skip count by 3s, this is 3, 6. It's the same amount of fish as the 2 fish cards. I just need 3 of the 2 fish cards and 2 of the 3 fish cards. I just have to pick. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'm getting 6 fish. So I'm going to pick the 2 3 fish cards, and I'm going to put them in my net. Or rather, my friend is. Sorry, I'm trying to take their fish. That's their fish. So when we get to the very end of the game, we're going to look. Now, sometimes, I forgot to tell you this one, you might not catch fish. You might lose fish. So if I lose 2 fish, I would have to look in my net at my fish cards that I have, and I would have to take one of my cards that was equal to 2 or whatever number of fish I lost, and I'd have to put it back in the draw pile. And so then we're going through, we get to the end, and then I look at mine, and oh, look, I only have 1 card that has 2 fish on it. My friend has 2 cards left, and they have 3 fish and 3 fish. And if I add those all up, I count all the fish there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fish total. Well, my friend has more fish than me, so I lose and they win. So it's a fun game. You can play it with friends, your family, whatever, but it's a great way to practice your multiples and addition facts and subtraction facts. So it's a fun little game, and I hope that you have fun playing it. And if you'll stay tuned, I will be right back, and we're going to build a hopscotch real quick, and I'll show you how you can practice your skip counting with that as well. All right, I'll see you in just a minute. Hey guys, so now you're going to take your practice with skip counting, and you're going to play hopscotch. If you look, I've already started. Yours is probably going to be a lot straighter than Miss Bailey's. You're going to draw a big rectangle. You've got a piece of sidewalk chalk in your bag, so you get to use that. Once you've got your big rectangle, then you can just go anywhere that you want to, and you can draw a rectangle this way. And so then you just make, and now that's 3 parts. And then you can leave a space if you want to do 2 spaces. And then you can draw, whoops, breaking the, be careful because your chalk will break easily. And then you can just keep your lines going. And then you can draw your little steps. So now you have a hopscotch board. You don't have to write anything else. And then if you want to say practice doing skip counting by 2s, you can start at the front. When you start on the single squares, you're going to hop on 1 foot. 1, 2, and then to the side. 1, 2, to the side, and then there. So if you're doing it while you're skip counting, then you're just going to count by 2s as you jump. All right, you ready? Nobody making fun of Miss Bailey now. Okay, so then you would do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And then you can do it again, counting by 3s, counting by 5s, and counting by 10s, just like we've been practicing. So now you go outside and have fun, and I want to see some pictures of y'all doing hopscotch. See you later.